So I'm a rule follower, so I'm going to set my timer.
Every day.
Because I know y'all are hungry, and you're like, what the? Okay, hold on. Seriously, how do I do this? Okay. All right, cool. I'm excited to be here with y'all. What Marguerite said earlier is very true. She wouldn't let us have slides. Oh, that's cool. She wouldn't let us have slides, a topic, presentation, PowerPoint, anything, no notes. And then Sheila freaked me out saying, well, I always pray a month in advance and I have my notes. And I'm like, I always wing it. And so she made me nervous about winging it. So I'm like, okay, hold on, let me make some notes, because what'll happen with me is I'll just start talking about all sorts of stuff. And I know y'all are hungry. So I'm going to have some notes here a little bit, but I'm excited to be here. I'm Elizabeth Riley. I'm out of Austin, Texas. As you know, I've been in business a little over 16 years. Marguerite's right, I did stalk her because she and I are the same person, exactly what she does, and writes letters and stays in touch. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know other people did business that way, right? Because I was told for so many years, only way to be successful was to do the things I wasn't doing, which was knocking on doors and cold calling, and I froze. So it was kind of refreshing to see somebody. I'm going to fall off the stage because there's like a little hole right here. My heel goes right in. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to talk about, she wanted me to talk about leadership a little bit, and I'll just tell my story if that's okay with you. I grew up with two very conflicting leadership roles, if you will. I had a father who was military. I adore my father. He was Navy. He grew up in a family that he was not wanted. He was an only child. He had told me stories for years that he wasn't wanted, his father never wanted him, and his mother did, and so it was always conflict, but he never really told me a whole lot. And I didn't learn this until years later. My father was a mean man. My father was a severe alcoholic, and I think my father never had to, like Sheila was talking about earlier, things will catch up to you over time, right? And I think my dad never had that loving environment to understand anything different. And so he was just passing on what he knew. So growing up, I don't remember a lot of my childhood, and I think that's a blessing. But what I do remember is my dad was not nice. He was very abusive verbally and physically, and a severe alcoholic. I don't know if I ever remember a day when my dad was not drinking, which is kind of sad, right? And I think that's why I strive so hard for our family to be everything that we didn't have. So my dad and my mom, they divorced when we were young. My mother always protected him. She never told me anything, and to this day I probably don't know everything. It's just other family members. And so that was a leadership. That's what I thought a leader was. Mean, right? Leading from an iron fist, if that's the phrase. And then you have my mom. And my mom was the complete opposite. My mother was a servant leader. She's like the OG of servant leadership, if you think about it. I'm not going to walk around because I don't want to fall off the stage. So I'm going to stand right here. I grew up in a family where we had, my mom was remarried and moved to Wyoming. And so I grew up in a family where we had 140 foster kids in 20 years. And living in that, I think our first foster child was when I was in second grade. And that's all I really knew. And we had very hard, high-risk cases, and so there was always a lot of sadness or turmoil, if you can imagine, with children coming in and out of the home. But my mom always said, we have a lot of love to give. So I grew up with 140 foster kids over the years, and so I saw my mom in such a way that was very different in leading, and I didn't understand that that was leadership, right, until many, many years later. Fast forward, my mom also worked in the prisons. I don't know what she was thinking at the time, but she was a jail chaplain, but also a prison guard, and y'all aren't far from Arizona. Do y'all know that prison where they wore the pink underwear and the black and white stripes? Arpaio, is it Sheriff Arpaio, I think? Famous over the nation. My parents were transferred there, and my mom decided to be a prison guard. She was Mrs. Wyoming a long time ago, so if you can imagine, this beautiful blonde is a prison guard in one of the most notorious prisons in the nation. Men and women, and I said, what are you doing? She's like, I'm a light in a dark place. So if you think about leadership, it's not a title. We talk about CEOs, and everybody thinks you have to have a title. And I never thought of myself as a leader. And I always talked about my why. We talk about our whys all the time, right? What's your why? Well, what do we all say? Our family. For me, it's more than that. I have 4 beautiful children. I'm so blessed. They are amazing. They are my world. But for me, my bigger why is, what am I doing day in and day out that's going to be the leader that they can admire and look up to and be a better person, right? So my dad drank himself to death. It'll be about 8 years in 3 weeks. And it makes me sad because I never got to have that conversation until my dad never told me he loved me. I know he did, but that's why I'm so driven, because I'm so determined to prove him wrong, right? But that is the leadership, and I want to show him that I'm a leader that's not like him, that I can lead in a different way. So my why is really, how can I be a better person and show up on a daily basis that's going to inspire other people to be better in their lives, okay? So I'm not perfect by any means. You can ask my children. I'm sure my 12-year-old, she'd be happy to tell you a whole list of why I'm not. But so who in here considers themselves a leader? So standing up here, I see a room full of leaders, right? Think about leadership in a different way. How many of you, there's many women in here that are moms. How many of you are moms? How many of you drive your kids to soccer practice? How many of you are part of a PTA? Okay? Yeah, I know. But how many of you, volunteer or are just helping a neighbor down the street, right? It's not a title, y'all. So now that you're thinking about it a little differently, I want to see everybody's hand up in here. Who's a leader in here? Every single one of you, right? I think we've been so conditioned to think that leadership's a title, and you have to check these certain boxes to be a leadership, be in leadership. So I will say, one of the things, 2020, I think the best word for me was pivot. I think we all had a lot of challenges and faced things that we never expected. A very, very dear friend of mine, Renee Funk, is out of Orlando, Florida. And, we were talking in 2020, if you think about it, we pivoted our businesses, our families, our schools, our lives. I think literally everything in our being we had to pivot. And Renee and I were on a call one time, and it was in March last year, and we were both terrified. And we both are seen as leaders, and people kept calling us, saying, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We didn't have the answers. So, but you have to be strong, right? Leaders have to be strong. And vulnerability, Sheila talked about it, and I adore her. If you guys don't know much of her, follow her for sure. She's got an incredible story. But vulnerability, Brene Brown says vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Right? And when you realize that, it changes your perspective. And so Renee and I were talking, how do we lead? What do? We don't have all the answers. And we just kept talking negatively about ourselves and our leadership skills, and we had to just figure out, who were the leaders that, I talked about this here, surround yourself with people you want to be like, right? And so we just started reaching out to leaders. And this is usually helpful when I have a presentation because I can show you what I'm talking about. But we started reaching out to people because we were fearful. We didn't know. And one of the people we reached out to was, I'm at eXp Realty, and our founder is Glenn Sanford, and he has been life-changing for me. And so we reached out to him and said, hey, can we have a conversation? There's a lot of people scared, a lot of people nervous, and they don't have the answers. And he's like, sure. And so we went, just the three of us got on a Zoom, and we went Facebook Live, and we were just talking about leading in adversity. And as a leader, how do you lead? What can we do? What can we lead in business? And then we said, oh my gosh, that was amazing. And all these people were needing that same thing. And so we reached out to more and more outside of our company, outside of our industry. So we had people, we created this podcast. I call this unexpected leadership because sometimes you just do things out of necessity and it grows bigger and you don't know who's watching and who needs that around you, right? It's not always just about us. You can inspire people without even knowing you're inspiring them. So we reached out to all sorts of people. So we talked to Brad Inman. He came on. The CEO of National Association of Realtors came on. We had Lee Cockrell come on, who was one of the executives at Disney when 9/11 hit. Talk about leading in adversity, right? And they're all having these hour-long conversations with us, and we're Zooming this and we're streaming this everywhere. And we'd always ask the question, why did you come on here? And they'd say, well, first of all, we can't leave our houses. So that was really nice. We didn't have to pay for any of these people that would get all these speaking engagements, right? Number one, we can't leave our houses. We have nothing better to do. Number two, you asked. So it was amazing to us, and it was a reminder. It's like leadership shows up when you ask. I never thought about that. I was always in my head. And I think, and I'm not going to lie, I get in my head a lot. We all get in our head. But if you just ask, people want to help. So we've created this whole podcast that has, every single day during COVID, we had a different guest on every single day because people were needing that information. And then we got busy, and once a week and then once a month. And so we're still going to do that. But my point of that is just look around because it's really about leading from your heart. To me, that's what leadership is. It's not a title. And leading with your heart will happen, and it will only happen if you let it. I thought I would talk about stepping into a leadership role. The reason I started talking about this, a friend of ours in Arizona, his name's Chuck Fazio. If you know Chuck, he's a big old gruff guy, looks like mafia. He's got a story to go with it, and he's one of the most gentle teddy bears you'll ever meet. But he told me one day, he's like, you're coming to Phoenix and you're going to speak at one of my events. I was like, sure. What do you want me to speak on? Marketing to your sphere, business development, whatever. I had all of the things checked off. I was like, yeah, I can talk about any of those in my sleep. And he's like, you're going to talk about leadership. And I said, I don't have anything to share on leadership. And he looked at me, he's like, yeah, you have a lot to share, and you're going to be on my stage and you're going to talk about leadership or you can't come. And so I said, oh, okay, well, I don't have anything to say. And he looked at me, and he's like, in his big, gruff voice, he's like, it's not up to you who you inspire. And that was eye-opening to me because I was like, think about all the people that inspire me on a daily basis. How am I on time? See, I'm doing good, y'all. And if something I share connects with somebody else, well, then that's all that matters. If I just said one thing that connects with one person, whether it's in your life, whether it's in your business, especially in your business, I think we focus on business so much and connecting with our clients and being there for our clients and filling our clients' cup, right? You got to take a step back and do the same for you. So I thought I would talk about, because I had to step back and think myself, okay, what's a leadership role look like? So here's 5 steps on translating you into being a leader. First of all, acknowledge. Acknowledgement is the key. Acknowledge that you're a leader. Acknowledge you have something to share. You guys are all in this business. It's a serving business. Real estate is a serving business, right? So acknowledge that you're a leader. Acknowledge it's not a title, okay? Then tell somebody you're a leader, right? You don't have to say, hi, Marguerite, I'm a leader, right? But, in your own way, just step up and say, hey, I want to be more involved. I want to do this, or let me be a part of this, right? Look for it. Look for ways where you can lead. But I talk about authenticity a lot because that's true to who I am. I'm not going to do something that's completely out of my comfort zone because I feel like I will come across as a fraud or a fake. For example, when I'm talking about business and I talk about getting involved in organizations where you can meet people to network and build your business, I'm on boards for foster care situations in Austin. I'm on boards for different things that are important to me. And I'm probably going to lose a lot of friends by saying this, I'm not an animal person at all. And I know, I'm sorry. We have a dog and we have a hedgehog, and I'm like, please stay far away from me. But for some reason, animals love me. But you're never going to see me in Austin Pets Alive volunteering or reading to the cats that I've seen people do or things like that because, that's not authentic to me, right? So, but look for ways that you want to lead and places that you want to be and where you can make a change. Create it. If there's not an opportunity, create it. I'm in Austin, Texas, and we have a bunch of agents there, a lot of them that are newer, and with COVID, it really changed things. I created a group every Tuesday from 11 to 1 at a little country club. If I have a sponsor, great. If not, I pay for it because I don't want anybody ever to not be a part of an opportunity because they don't have the money to do it. And it doesn't matter, it's broker blind, it's any real estate agent that wants to come. And every single Tuesday, religiously, we have mastermind sessions, we have different topics, and we treat it. So I just created it because it was a need, right? I don't have to be in front. In fact, I wasn't there this week or last, actually, I'm not going to be there all month, but somebody else is going to step in. It's not about me taking the glory. It's not about that for me. It's creating and filling a void where somebody else needed it, all right? And then encourage it. Get people involved. Marguerite was talking about masterminding with some people. She does it with 3 people. We're in Clubhouse when are we on that? Tuesday? Wednesday at 6, if you're in Clubhouse, the 3 of us started hey, let's have a conversation in Clubhouse, right? So just encourage it, bring your friends, because it doesn't have to be hyper-local either. So those are the 5. So the great thing now that I just gave y'all, if nothing else, is you have a leadership plan, right? So I like quotes as well. I don't know who said that they love quotes, but this is one of the things I love. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you're a leader. Oh, look at that timing. Okay, that was actually like my last thing. I was going to say, how cool is that timing? Okay, so anyway, but that's by John Quincy Adams. So I really think that he was on the right track. And I just want to say thank you for letting me share the stage with all of you today. And I just want to inspire you all to go out, encourage others, inspire others, and be an incredible leader. So thank you.
So hang on one sec. So I have little gifts for the speakers who are up here today on the panel. And what it is it's a bracelet that says lead with heart. And then it also has a little keychain that says great leaders inspire greatness in others. So for everyone who's on the panel today, they get one of those. All right, well, how has this event been? Yeah, should we do it again? Awesome. Well, I want to just wrap up and just say that, again, the reason I did this was to, number one, I learn the most when I teach. I learn the most when I give. I learn and I get the most. Oh, I didn't know about this.
Well, we got some things.
Oh, thank you.
We love you, and thank you so much for joining us. Amazing.
They're going to make me cry. Stop. Thank you. They're beautiful. And I just, more than anything, I hope that all of you saw something within yourself that you can give back. And we get more by giving. So the more that you can give, the more that you get. And take whatever lessons you've done today and pass them on. Pay it forward. Share with those around you. Inspire those around you. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that's in this room because you're here for a very special reason. And you've been a part of my life in some amazing way. So my way of giving back is to be here, and I encourage all of you guys to give back as well. So thank you again for being here. Lunch is amazing. It's back there. Enjoy lunch. We have an amazing cookie bar. I want to say a huge shout out and thank you to all of our sponsors. I don't want to jack up this list. Hold on. Where's my list of sponsors? So first of all, thank you, Maven House. Val, thank you. She just did an amazing, she's Home Stagers. Shannon Hoff with Finance of America, who's got some amazing stuff back there. CalPro Home Inspection. Oh, wait, why is my son coming up here? Oh, they have a raffle. Do you guys have a raffle? They have a quick raffle, so we'll let our sponsors who have a raffle. This is Philip Crespillo, by the way. He's my son. And I just want to say, too, so my husband, Joe, had 3 children with his first wife, and Philip is my bonus son. He was 1 year old when I met Joe, and our birthdays are 2 days apart. So he's actually, even though he's biologically not mine, we have the personalities that are almost exactly the same. And he can read my mind. He's amazing. So I'm super blessed to be in business with him. So I get to pick one? Okay, so they have a couple raffle gifts I'm going to give real quick. And let's see. So, Gail DeMarco. There you go. She just won something. And what did she win? Ooh, a $100 gift card to Q1227. I haven't been there. I've heard it's amazing. I've been trying to go. We need to go to that place. Okay. What? Oh, she's got to put her name in there. She bent it. So how am I going to find it? Hold on. It's going to be hard to find. Oh, shocking. No. Okay. The next one is Kristen Escobedo. She here? You have to be here to win. Is she here? Yay! There she goes. She won a Echo Dot. There you go. And they had 3. I didn't even know they were bringing gifts. This wasn't part of the deal. So thank you guys. All right, Kate. I can't not do it because it's all bent up. Kate Tustin, Capital Crown. There you go. All right, thank you, CalPro Home Inspections. By the way, they do home inspections, termite inspections, solar inspections, sewer scopes. Hey, sewer scope, y'all should be getting sewer scopes. That one, we never even had, when I got into real estate, we didn't even have home inspections. That's how old I am. Okay. Liz Anderson, Reverse Mortgage, thank you so much for being here. She, by the way, her and I met a couple months ago, and she's like, you got to do it. Let's do it. And she has been like huge in helping me get this done. And Big Valley Mortgage, thank you. Renee Inman, Beach and O'Neill, where's she? There she is. Oh, hi, girl. I miss her. So Wendy Zapata, thank you. Wendy, I think, has a raffle gift too, correct? Okay. Did you already? She's going to grab cards so she can do her raffle gift. Tammy McNeil, thank you for the cookie bar, extraordinary cookie bar. We have Jack Novicchio, where's he? There's back there. Insurance, thank you for being here. Stony Meager with Blue Dream, who's videotaping all of you guys so that we have proof. Dakine Island Style Catering, who's got lunch ready for you back there. Christy Tovani did graphic design. Alicia Stearman, do you have a raffle gift too? Come on up. She's got a winner chicken dinner. Brenda McCann. Woohoo! A huge shout out to Melanie Borchert, who was the event planner. Did she do an amazing job? I mean, everything looks fantastic. And a big thank you to Crespillo Entertainment, my son Jake and Crystal back there. So Jacob, my son, works nights at Sully's. He works at Sully's Bar, and he's a karaoke DJ. And my husband's not here right now, so I can say that Jake is literally the best DJ I've ever seen in my lifetime. My husband Joe was a great DJ. Sorry. But he's extraordinary. He also does weddings, parties, events, and it helps pay his rent at my house. So if you guys have a party, if you have a party or an event you're doing, hire Crespillo Entertainment. They do an extraordinary job, and I'm just so blessed to be in business with him. So love that he's here doing the music today. He's going to rock the house when we have lunch starting here in a few minutes. And I think I got Christy Tovani was a graphic designer. So if I missed anybody, I'm really sorry. Thank you to each and every one of our people on the panels today. They were extraordinary. I'm super proud to have them here. And I want to thank you guys all for being here. Out of the middle of my heart, I'm going to start crying. I'm so excited to be here. So thank you all very much. Enjoy your lunch and have a fantastic day. We don't have to be out of here anytime soon. So network, socialize, schmooze. Thank you, ladies.